I've sold a vehicle on like Facebook Marketplace,
Mhm.
and that was a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like, not only did I, take the pictures, clean it up, get it listed, but I must have had 15 or 20 freaking people reach out to me. A million and 10 questions. Everybody wants to come look at it and test drive. Most of the people that showed up didn't even have cash to pay for it. Or if they did, it was like a really stupid lowball offer. Um, I can definitely see why a seller would prefer to just drop it off at a public auction.
Oh, yeah.
Get me as much as you can get for it. I'll take the highest offer you get, and be done with it, right? Because like, what else does a seller have to do to sell a car at a public auction
They just have to be the legal owner and have a heartbeat.
and just drop it off with the keys, right?
And I mean, they need to be alive long enough to sign the consignment for them.
And it's even easier to buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the seller does.
Unfortunately.
So the seller doesn't do anything. Just drops off the car. You like the
It's got to be free of liens. It's got to be,
Yeah.
in their name. They own it. There's no strings attached. So when the new owner gets it, it's going to be a nice title for them, all that.
Gotcha. And then you guys handle the pictures, handle
Yep.
the description, the inspection report.
Well, we don't call it an inspection report anymore. We call it a check-in summary. So we want people to be so informed on the vehicles. We actually let them test drive.
Mhm.
Our insurance guy doesn't like that we let people test drive because it's so many cars and so many, people just going around. But we just do what's called a check-in summary, and it's just like, hey, what did we notice? Was it smoking? Does it smell weird? Basic things that you would pick up really, really
Major
quick.
engine noises. Is it shifting okay? Does the AC blow cold? Does the radio work? Just major things.
And then
Yeah.
you just notate that in the report. And then
So
you make that available to buyers who are interested in looking at the cars.
yes, it's not gospel. So it's a guide that you're supposed to use when you come down and actually preview yourself.
Gotcha.
It is highly encouraged that you come down and you look at it, and that's why it lets you test drive. You can plug in your scan tool, you can bring the mechanic, check the fluids, make sure the oil and the coolant aren't mixing, all the major things. You can drive it and do all of these checks for yourself so you can make a bid that's appropriate for that vehicle.
Nice. And so I can come down, I look at it, test drive it, take a look at your guys's report on the vehicle. The vehicles, they start at like, how's the bidding process work?
So everything starts, I think nowadays at $50. We sold a car 2 weeks ago for $50. We've sold a car for $50 numerous times. After fees, it is more expensive. But if we're selling a $50 car, it's not good. It's a
Yeah.
bad car.
Gotcha.
It's worth the tires. It's worth somebody who says, hey, I'm going to take the time and part this car out. That isn't for somebody looking for, an everyday driver that's good on gas.
Sure.
At the end of the day, it's still an opportunity.
Yeah. So
To someone.
what and I would assume too, everybody tends to want a newer vehicle. I mean, just generally.
Mhm.
So like some of the older vehicles I assume come up for auction a little bit more often just because, 2004, 2006, listing it on Facebook Marketplace or on Craigslist or OfferUp or something probably isn't going to get a ton of even views, to tell you the truth, because there's people got to search for it, and be in the market for that. But you run it through auction, those are probably some of the cheaper vehicles on the sell side, that somebody could pick up that are perfectly fine vehicles too, right? They're just
Absolutely.
because when I looked, in fact, I actually just bought a 2004 Volvo. It's my daily driver now. It's got 125,000 miles on it. $2,500.
Oh, yeah.
I was stoked.
I
But
daily drive auction cars every single
every
day.
day.
Yep. And all the employees, they buy their cars from the auction. They're like, hey, I've been looking for one of those. And I just bought my mom a car from the auction.
Did you?
I did.
What'd you buy her?
It's a 2008 LS 460 Lexus with
Nice.
80,000 miles on it.
Nice. What'd you get it for?
$8,000, which is kind of high, but those cars it's an LS 460L, and those are so rare. Like
Nice.
they're the long version.
Mhm.
And so like the back seat has more room than the front seat.
And 8,000 does sound like a lot, but dude, this thing's crazy
Yeah,
clean.
it's
And
super
you look
clean.
at that thing on Facebook Marketplace or OfferUp, and they're
Yeah.
going to be 12, 13, 14.
And how many miles do they have on it?
80.
Oh man, so you can't beat that for that.
No, and it was garage kept, Sun City Mobile.
So give me an idea of that car, right? So you bought the car at auction. Like, what do you what do you think the story is on it, or like how did it end up at a public auction for then you to bid on and buy? Was it like was that a trade in or something? I mean,
So you can usually tell the chain of title a little bit, just based on the auto check. So you can see like, hey, how many owners have had? Has it been through all the auctions? You can kind of gauge that. Was it registered in Sun City? Or was
sure.
it registered, back east where there's a ton of rust? That's that information is there to inform whoever wants to buy it. The thing is, most people need to understand that they need to read that stuff. So it just empowers them more when they're aware of where the vehicle came from.
Good point. So between the inspection, the intake report,
Mhm.
and you provide the auto check
Oh
history
yeah,
Yeah.
on the
the
vehicles
VIN
too.
history report. It's kind
So
of like Carfax.
yeah, and then preview and test drive, you can get a pretty good gauge of what you're getting
Absolutely.
between those for the most part. I mean, obviously with any car, you can't see
Yeah.
what's inside the engine or
Can't hit
what's
the
in the
highway with
yeah,
it, you
yeah.
know.
But for the most part, you can get a pretty good gauge of like probably what the story is. Now, you guys don't typically know the history of the cars. I mean, cars come from a whole bunch of different vendors, clients,
Well, there's a lot of
like you said,
personal people.
bankruptcies.
Personal people will drop off their own personal cars. They're like you said, it's kind of difficult dealing with people on Facebook or OfferUp, and they just drop them off, and it's just their personal vehicle. So sometimes they will tell you. Sometimes you look in the glove box and you can see their history or their receipts, and if you just go out and inspect, you can find out a lot more about the vehicle.